Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Echols, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. We would love to hear from you. We have a telephone number up there you can call, and we have an email address that you can obviously email. If you'd like to take part
Good evening.
in the
Welcome
program
to Star
tonight,
Talk.
I'm
I'm
Ken Echols, and we're
hang
happy to
on,
have
let
you
me
with
move
us
that
on
over
the
there.
program tonight.
We
We would love
have,
to hear from you.
of course, completed
We
stage
have a
two
telephone number
of
up
our
there you can
NASCAR
call, and we have an email
contest, and many of
address
you
that
have
you
already
can
received
obviously
in your
email.
email
If you'd
the
like to take
final
part
Good evening.
in the
Welcome
program
to Star
tonight,
for Talk.
stage
Ken
two,
Echols. Those of you who have not, I can tell you that Mr. Draper has won stage two. It got pretty close there, though. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. I don't know what that was all about. Sounded like somebody called, and then I answered, and somebody called whoever it was calling. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
And good evening to you.
Down to business, please.
Down to business.
No beating around the bush.
No beating around the bush, which we're now doing.
Okay, where did I finish?
You finished in eighth position, number 8.
Okay, who did I have?
Who did you have for the race? You had the 5.
Oh, okay. This is why I appreciate you writing this down.
Oh, you need to write this stuff. Just hang on. Let me give you the final standings right here.
Oh,
Here are the
okay.
here are the final standings for stage 2. Mr. Draper, number 1. Jack, number 2. 11 points difference between first and second place, by the way. Mr. Leaksville was third. Citizen D and Mr. Wentworth were tied for fourth. Tar Heel in Mayodan was number 6. Mark from Mayodan, number 7. Charles, number 8. Avenger, number 9. Leon, number 10. Number 11 was Pretty Man, finished 11th for crying out loud. The Liberal was number 12, and Mr. Pelham resides in 13th place.
The guy just can't finish good, can he?
Well, he did pretty well in stage 1. He had a rough
Yeah.
stage 2.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I was off Sunday, so that gave me a chance to get on a moped and really tear up the town.
Which town did you tear? Danville?
I started in Danville and worked my way toward the county, but there was a road check in between here.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to let you out, not going to let you out into the county on that moped, I wouldn't think. I just hope you didn't do too much damage in Danville.
Well, they didn't catch me. I'm not in jail.
Not in jail. Well, there's certainly something to be said. There are two kinds of people, those who are in jail and those who are not. So you're in the second group.
Yep, I'm in the good. Well, the next race is a Cookout Southern 500.
Mm-hmm. What what more would you like to tell us?
I think it's from Daytona.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Try again.
Well, that's what this is what this says is for.
They
Let's see
just,
here, Sunday, September the 1st.
you sure it doesn't say Darlington?
Let me. Yeah, Darlington. Yeah, my
Uh-huh.
bad.
I thought so.
Yeah, Darlington. We got 367 laps. That's 501 miles.
And that's that's the beginning of stage 3. All the competitors are now at 0 points, so we start fresh in
So,
Darlington.
well, I'm going to throw me an underdog on next race.
Well, who is it?
I dare to say this, but I really didn't want. Well, I'm not going to pick the 11 or the 22. I'm not even going there.
All right, it won't be them. So who will it be?
I'm going. Okay, I got to hurry up and get this done.
We'll wait.
Well, I'm trying to get my head together. It was the weekend. I'm going to go with the number. Oh, the number 21 had a great weekend.
The number 21 is your pick.
I no, it was the Wood Brothers had a great weekend, sir. That's
They
what that
did.
meant.
Indeed, it was a terrific weekend for the Wood Brothers, a milestone weekend. So,
I think it.
are you gonna make a pick or not?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, sir. Sorry to drag it out, but I'm going with the number one.
Number one, Charles takes the Watermelon Man for Darlington. It's in the book.
Well, we're going for a watermelon bust this weekend.
I'd love to see that. I really would.
I I would too. I don't want to see it in the truck race. I want to see it in the sprint cup.
Well, we'll find out.
Bye, sir.
Thanks for calling. Um, Charles from Danville makes the first pick for stage 3, and he takes the number 1 at Darlington. All right. We're going to have 14 competitors in stage 3. We had 13 in stage 2. In stage 3, we have a 14th competitor who calls himself Captain Midnight. So you can evaluate that however you see fit. But our 14th competitor for stage 3 will be Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight has not yet made a selection. Let's go back to the phone. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine myself. Feel a little bit hot today, but it's going to be, summer's not quite over yet.
Not quite.
But, yeah, I reckon NASCAR finally put on a race the other night. It was worth the price of admission.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Leon, because don't think you've enjoyed many of them lately.
No, like I say, I don't like them just riding around in a circle for 3 hours. I mean, I like some wrecking and I like some racing, and the other night had a little bit of both involved in it.
It did indeed, and a surprise winner.
Yes, an old boy from Stewart, Virginia. That was good for the Wood Brothers.
Their 100th. Good, very good for the Wood Brothers.
That's correct. But I'm going to take a 12 this week. I didn't have too good of luck with him at last go around, but I'm going to take a 12 this week at Darlington.
Well, it's a clean slate, Leon, and maybe your luck will change. Leon has the 12 for Darlington.
All right. Good evening, Ken, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Leon. Good to talk to you. So we've got the 1. Charles has the 1. Leon has the 12 for Darlington and the beginning of stage 3 of our NASCAR contest. And I just heard an email. So let's go see what that says. The email says, well, another bad week for Citizen D, says Citizen D. But this week put me down in the great book for the number 5. Number 5, Citizen D has for Darlington. So, number 5. Citizen D is a former champion, an unofficial champion. He won last summer when we weren't official. So Citizen D has the 5. Also, Mr. Wentworth has the 45. Mr. Wentworth, the 45 for Darlington. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello?
Ken, how are you this evening?
I'm good. Your phone's breaking up a little bit there.
Okay, so somebody's been telling me that all day. I dropped this service, but I think there's something going on with it. Is it still breaking down?
Yeah, I really cannot understand you. It's breaking up pretty bad.
Wow. Okay, I'll probably try to contact I was calling you about Wendell Scott. I was calling you about the building that he worked on his cars in. It's still a fan of it, and they got a picture of Wendell Scott on the front door right there with him, a picture with him with his helmet on.
Okay. What I
Yeah.
understood was Wendell Scott's building and a picture on the building.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It
Well, I'm
it's right there. Okay, so my phone is waking up pretty bad there. Okay, Ken,
yeah.
thank you.
Well, thanks for calling. I'm sorry, we're just not going to be able to hear you. I apologize for that. Uh, but some sometimes maybe if you maybe move to a different location and try again, maybe it might work better. Phone line is open at that number. Email address kechols47 at gmail.com. And I didn't finish. I didn't finish over here. Which one to? Oh, I didn't finish Citizen D's email. Um, let's see. Citizen D takes the 5, and that's in the book. And Citizen D says hopefully Briscoe will join the picks for stage 3. Well, maybe he will. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for taking my call. That was a pretty good race yesterday. I enjoyed that one.
That was a good. You know what? Um, I don't quite understand and how it was. Kyle Busch in that last lap. Kyle Busch had a pretty good lead in the bottom row, and it looked like he was home free. And then suddenly the top row got faster than the bottom row, and Bush finished second. What was it that caused the top row to get so fast all of a sudden?
I don't know, Ken. You know, I had my DVR set up, and the DVR part stopped right, like with a lap and a half to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of them races, you know. And so I had extended it, and by the time I changed the DVR, you know, back to the other setting I had it set for, the race was over with, and I'm saying, what happened? And
It was, and that when they talked to Kyle Busch afterward, he said, "This is not an exact." Basically, he said, I thought I was in pretty good shape there. The bottom row was going good, and then he said suddenly the bottom row got discombobulated, and the top row got fast, and that's how it ended.
yeah,
But in those long lines when they're drafting at these super duper speedways, you just never know what they're going to do.
that's true, man. I mean, especially Daytona and Talladega. You know, anybody can win there. That's for sure. But you know, I did. You know, after I got it reset and watched the rest of it, and I saw the interview and everything. I said, you know, this is really something. It's the closest he's come to winning a race all year, and the DVR just shuts off. You know, on the last lap. So, go figure. You know.
Well, he's been running a lot better lately. Hadn't won one yet, but he's been running better.
Yeah, I'd like to pick the number 8 this coming week, Ken, if I could.
All right, Mr. Pelham, hoping to bounce back in stage 3, takes the number 8. It's in the book.
Yeah, and you saw how the cars were flipping, and you know they put this little rail on the passenger side roof line and everything to prevent that. But I didn't really, you know, I watched NASCAR for years, and I really hadn't paid attention to it until yesterday when the cars were flipping. It was like every time you turned around. But stop and think about it. If the whole bottom of those cars are covered, you know, solid from front to back and side to side,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't care how many roof flaps or whatever they got on it. If any air gets under that thing at those speeds, it's got to flip.
Well, the car going sideways, and one of them, they were talking about that, and one of them said when the car gets sideways at that speed, it behaves a lot like an airplane wing. And the air pressure underneath is greater than what's on top, even with the roof flap, and it's going to fly, and they did.
Yeah. Well, it just don't make sense to me why they got all. you know, it's a lot. I don't know about a lot of things, Ken, but you know, it looked like to me if they had some air that could get up through the bottom of it somehow would keep it down. I guess they do it for downforce and whatever. But, you know, a solid thing like that, I mean, I don't see how it can stay on the ground as well as it does.
Well, I expect NASCAR will be looking at that. Another thing that they mentioned was on that straightaway, there was a 20-mile-an-hour headwind. So they were running into a 20-mile-an-hour wind, which of course, for purposes of aerodynamics, makes it they're going 20 miles per hour faster, and that was a factor too.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you just think, you know, like a kite does, and you know, we used to fly kites back in the day when we was all kids and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you could wind and you could sail one of them things off into nowhere right quick.
Yep. One thing they did is they paved over the grass there at Daytona. So,
Right.
you know, before, if a car was on its top on the asphalt, once it hit that grass, it would just start flipping over and over again. So they
Right.
paved all that grass, and that probably made things not quite as chaotic as they might have been.
Yeah. I had Bubba to win for this past week, and you know, I thought, shoot, he might pull it off too. But you know, I mean, when you have a wreck that takes out 12, 14 cars at a time, it seemed like every time you turn around, it was, you know, 6 or 8 of them getting taken out or
Yeah,
you know, taken out of contention. You
yeah,
know,
it
he
was
didn't leave.
typical Daytona.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sure was. All right, Ken, I won't hold you up, man. Thank you so much for taking my call, and enjoy your show.
Thank you. Appreciate your call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. Where do I come and pick up my $10,000 winning prize?
You get the $10,000 from Charles Rourke. He will. Charles Rourke will put the 10,000 in your hand. Uh, the only thing I can guarantee you is Martinsville race tickets.
Well, I guess that'll suffice.
So you won by 11 points. It got real close, a little bit close there at the end.
It did.
You had
I picked the right guy, but they messed up on that last lap, didn't they?
Yes. Well, there's a lot of people got messed up on that last lap. So you had 492 and Jack had 481.
Yeah, that was closing in on me. Good thing it ain't another race on this one.
One more race might finish you.
It might woulda. It might woulda. But yeah, well, heck, I don't ever win nothing, so I'm okay with it, I guess.
All right. Well, now hang on a sec. I've got to give you a message. On the phone. Okay? It is
Okay.
it is an email from Pretty Man. And here's what Pretty Man says. Pretty Man says, Ken, everybody knows now that I have announced that I will participate in stage 3 of the racing. But I have a message for Mr. Draper, the champion of stage 2. Mr. Draper is, I don't doubt, a fine and intelligent man and has a system of picking that has produced him victory in stage 2. But I inform Mr. Draper at this point that I have a better strategy than his and will demonstrate in the next phase of this contest the superiority of Pretty Man's strategy, as I will defeat Mr. Draper and win the next stage. So there it is.
Okay. So I have a direct competitor, huh?
Pretty Man has thrown down the gauntlet.
He sure has. Oh, yeah. Well, while he's throwing down the gauntlet, throw me down for Larson on this next one coming up.
Number 5 for Mr.
Yeah,
Draper at Darlington.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, me. It's all fun and games. You know, it's something to do. Look
Yeah.
forward to it. Actually,
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I look
look forward to it, actually.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people do. It's turned into a lot of fun.
Yeah. It won't be so much fun when I'm on the bottom end, though.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, it sure can. All right, Ken. You have a good evening.
Thanks for calling. So, in addition to the all the regular attributes of competition in stage three, Pretty Man, in his I don't even know what to say. Pretty Man has now issued a direct challenge. He's made a direct statement to Mr. Draper that he, Pretty Man, will, using his so far undisclosed strategy, will defeat Mr. Draper in stage three. I don't have a pick yet from Pretty Man. Once we get his pick, maybe we can begin to try to figure out what his great strategy is going to be. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I was just calling to see if you go be at shagging on the Main Street.
That's Thursday, the 29th.
Yeah. Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get over there, and at least for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna stay long.
But it's always fun to go over there and see what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just want to call and ask you.
Well, I mean, I won't know if I see you, but if you see me,
well, if I
then
see you, I'll walk up to you and say hello.
that's right. If you see me, let me know. Come up to me and we'll
Yeah,
have a
I
talk.
will. I will. Yeah, I'll say hello to you.
Okay, good.
Okay, kid. I'll let you go, buddy.
Thanks for calling. Um, by the way, if you need any additional information to identify me in a crowd, I'll be I'll be taller than everybody else. So I don't really know that for sure. I will most likely be taller than everybody else. Phone line is open. If you'd like to give us a call, the email address is open for you as well. And let's see. Uh, this one says, "Hello, Ken. This is Captain Midnight. It's Captain Midnight. This is Captain Midnight. My first pick will be the number 12. The number 12 for Daytona. Please write that down in the great book. It's in there. Captain Midnight takes the number 12. Here's an email on something entirely different, and it says the Trump hate convention is finally over. His name was mentioned 401 times. That's an average of 100 times each day. Of course, its atmosphere was joy. The national liberal lunatic snakes in the grass enjoyed every syllable of the insults. Nothing about what matters to common sense people. Policies to reverse the torture from crooked Joe Biden. Nothing, and nothing takes two lines there. Trump is always getting called a liar. Let's fact check some of them. The vice president said that Donald Trump wants to ban abortion. Trump has clearly stated he believes the procedure is sometimes necessary. There are times when Donald Trump gives an opinion while at the same proclaiming his belief to be true. Two vivid examples. The former president has stated almost all legal experts wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. No, millions in the legal world are angry the Supreme Court kicked the abortion situation back to the states. Another, Joe Biden is the worst president in history, with James Buchanan failing to enforce federal authority in the South before the Civil War commenced. Biden cannot be sullied with the worst designation. The war between the states was by far the worst catastrophe the United States has ever experienced. Enter Kamala Harris, whose acceptance speech at the Democratic convention was largely based on false assertions when she spoke of policy. Consider the following. The vice president said that Donald Trump wants to ban abortion. Trump has clearly stated he believes the procedure is sometimes necessary. Kamala Harris put forth that Trump wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. False. He has not advocated any cuts. In fact, he's calling for a cessation of tax on Social Security benefits. A caller to your show berates Trump to cut Social Security. Wrong. I have heard him and other Republicans say no. In fact, Trump is proposing no more taxing seniors on Social Security. I doubt that will get further than words on paper would benefit me. You know, this goes on for a very, 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 very long time. Emailer, I think we get your point, and there's more information in here. And I'll tell you what I'll do, emailer. I will read the rest of your email tomorrow night. But I think we've made your point this evening, and I will just mark it right there, and I will finish your email tomorrow evening. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening.
I'm just wondering, how about a little side bet? I got $20 on Mr. Draper.
No, you're trying to get me put in prison now, aren't you?
Well, no, I don't want anybody getting in trouble over it. All right, 10 bags of French fries or whatever. But my money's on Mr. Draper for what it's worth.
Okay, but I'm not making book here. I don't know. I don't know. Now you may draw the wrath of Pretty Man now. So be careful what you say.
Well, I'm just judging by what I've heard so far in your contest. My money's on Mr. Draper.
Well, that's where mine would be too.
All right. Well, you carry on. Have a good evening.
Thanks for calling. Yeah, if I was going to bet, and I'm not, that's pretty much the direction I would bet in as well. Let's see. Emailer says, "Can I?" I'm gonna have to read this one off the air. So I can't quite figure out exactly what you're can't figure out exactly what you're saying here, emailer. Let me digest that one, and then I will try that one later. I will. Hello, Ken. Write me down the Avenger for number 11. All right, if I can get my pen fixed here. The Avenger takes number 11. And then the Avenger goes on to say, I'm very relieved, says the Avenger, very relieved to hear that Pretty Man has shifted his focus of rivalry to Mr. Draper and away from me. It's it's not fun to be Pretty Man's arch rival because he never lets you rest. So I will enjoy stage 3 of the contest without having to be Pretty Man's whipping boy. All right. Well, that's good. Nobody wants to be Pretty Man's whipping boy. Certainly not. Ken, I read that the new COVID vaccine is now available, but some people are saying that we ought to wait and take the vaccine later instead of taking it now. Do you have any thought on that? Well, I'll say the thing I always say, and I'm not giving anybody medical advice. I would suggest you ask your doctor. Ask your doctor about that. Ask your doctor. So that's what I would say to you. What I'm reading is there are people who are saying, and I'm just saying people are saying this. I'm not saying it to anybody. There are people who are saying
that they are going to wait and take it later because the effectiveness of the vaccine fades over a series of months. And some people are saying, well, if we take it now, then in the winter, when this new strain really gets prevalent, the protection from the vaccine will have faded. So that's what some folks are doing. As far as what you ought to do, ask your doctor, um, and that's the only advice I can give you, because your doctor knows better than I do. Pretty much everybody I know is better than I do, including your doctor. So that's what I suggest. Um, Ken, is it too late to join the contest? No, it's not too late to join the contest. If you want to join the contest, you can join the contest right now or anytime, really any time this week. So we have a 15th competitor, an emailer. If you want to make it a 16th competitor, then by all means do so. Give it some thought and decide who you want to pick, and then contact me back and give me a name that you want to use and tell me who your pick is. And you are welcome to join the contest right now. Uh, Ken, did you read about that thing they had at the coast where it looks like a rainbow, but it's not a rainbow, it's straight, and it looks like fire coming out of the sky? Yeah, I did read about that and saw a picture of it. Um, and I can't remember what they called it. They called it a fire rainbow, is what they called it. There was one sighted off the North Carolina coast, and there's a picture of it online. Um, and I'm looking at the picture now. It looks a lot like a rainbow, but it's not, it's not in an arc across the sky like the rainbow. It's just kind of straight in the sky. And they tell us, those who know, uh, tell us that it is caused by ice crystals high up in the atmosphere being struck by the sun at a particular angle and intensity, and it causes it to look like sort of a flat rainbow that moves, doesn't just hang there. According to what I read, I've never seen one. According to what I read, it actually moves across the sky. Hi, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken,
Yeah,
how you doing?
good. How are you?
Man, I thought that other guy was going to rewrite the Constitution.
Well,
They want to tear this one up.
he had a lot to say, and I will read the rest of it. I will.
Yeah. But he repeats the same thing. But anyway, uh, Trump said he would debate Kamala anytime, any place, anyhow. Now he's weaseling out of it. And Kamala said that she thinks they should leave the mics open, keep the mics hot. So if he go off and get to talking about Hannibal Lecter or what, then the whole world can see it that night. So that's the only request she had, was just leave the mics hot, you know.
Yeah, they, of course, shut them off last time. I don't know what they'll do this time.
Right. So anyway, we'll see how that turn out. But Kamala has raised $540 million since she announcing her candidacy. And the good thing about that, Ken, is she has not had to sell a single Bible. So So it might be more lunatics out here than people think. But
Well,
this came.
I'm I'm not going to
uh,
call anybody a lunatic.
I know it. I'm not either. I don't know why people do that. They tell me when people run out of the vocabulary, they start calling names. So that, I never thought that was a sign of strength. But last week you discussed Craig Travis and the lawsuit that he had. You remember that?
I do.
Okay, it was from what I understood from you, the rights of a political assassination and all is just sort of fair game if it's in a political sense. Is that correct or what?
Well, now hold on a second. Say that again. I don't think I quite got that.
Okay, I said the rights of a political assault is sort of fair game. What they was basing the dismissal of Craig Travis case.
Well, what the courts have ruled is that political speech gets more leeway than non-political speech when it comes to what is permissible and what is protected.
Right.
It's not unlimited, but political speech does get much more leeway.
Okay. Well, answer this question for me, Ken. How in the world can Mark Robertson sue Josh Stein over his ads?
Well, you can sue anybody over anything. The other question is, well, what are your chances of winning the
Right.
lawsuit?
Right.
What
Right.
what Lieutenant Governor Robinson, what he's asserting is that there are specific allegations in the Stein ad. There are specific allegations of a government finding, an investigatory finding of something that wasn't actually found by the investigation. Now, that's the basis of the lieutenant governor's lawsuit.
Yeah. Well, if he can win that, then I think Biden could win over the statement that Donald Trump made. He was the one that cut insulin to $35.
Well, we don't know if Robinson can win that one or not. But no, I don't think you could sue Mr.
No,
Trump successfully for saying
no.
that. I don't
All
think.
of those suits, like that, as they say in court, are frivolous, and most
Well,
of them
most
don't go
political
anywhere.
suits are, most of everything in politics is frivolous. I'm sad to say, including a lot of the lawsuits, but not all of them.
Yeah. All right, Ken. I enjoyed your show, and at least I kept out of last place this time. So
You did.
we'll we'll start again on the next one. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Good night.
Good night. The Craig Travis thing is, if you've not been following that or you didn't hear what he said about that, Mr. Travis is suing, claiming that the defendants in the case misstated his position and misstated it in with malice on his position on the casino. Um, and again, I have no idea, none, how that'll turn out. But that would be a test of exactly how much leeway political speech has in public back and forth. That would be a test to that. Phone line is open at that number. The email address is there for you also if you would like to send us an email, or you can give us a phone call, whichever works best for you. And here's a caller. Hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, kids, Mark from Maryland.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Mark.
That's good. I guess I got like 2 points out of the last race. I come in 38th place, I think.
Well, yeah, you got 3 points, but you finished in seventh place in the standings. So you did pretty well. Finished seventh.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't know if you remember or not. When we first started this contest, I sent you an email asking was any females going to be in the contest. And I think you said last week some girls think about getting into it.
Yeah, we may have one. She hasn't officially joined yet, but she might.
Yeah, because I sent you an email asking was any females in there, any that you knew of, and then I said you ought to encourage the girls and females to join and try to be in a contest.
Oh, I do. I do encourage them.
Yeah, but you didn't read my email on the answer. I don't know if you got that email or not, so I didn't know if you got it or not. But it's been a while since I sent
Well,
it.
well, Mark, you have your pick for this week?
Not yet. I gotta talk to the better half at Checkers, and
Okay.
I keep calling Checkers, and they're real busy. I guess because the phone line's busy, so I have to tell you tomorrow.
All right. Well, that's fine. Tomorrow will work.
Okay. All right. Thanks again.
Thank you, Mark. Mark needs to consult with his advisory committee. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, you know a whole lot about NASCAR. Explain what a charter is.
Okay. Sir,
Kevin Harvick the other day.
Caller, hang on a second,
several
caller.
years ago, he could have bought one for like $1 million, and now they're like $30 million. But what is a charter?
Okay, caller, your phone is breaking up. Let me see if I heard you correct. You're wondering about a NASCAR charter. Is that what you're asking about?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and what is a charter?
Right.
A charter basically it's like a license, and they call it a charter. It's a license to run a car in the NASCAR Cup Series. And I don't know exactly what they sell for these days. I think they're a good deal more expensive than they used to be, but they can be bought and sold. And you've got to have one in order to be allowed to run a car.
Well, who pays the charter? The Western Cup car people or
the race team?
NASCAR?
You know, if you want to form a team and get in a race, you buy the charter.
So you have to pay to race.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Is Jack Roush still in racing?
Jack Roush, I don't think he is. I believe he has retired.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for the information.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. And I'm sorry. I hope I couldn't entirely understand what he was saying, but I hope I got most of that right. Phone line is open. If you'd like to give us a call, you can email us at that email address on your screen. And this emailer says, to the gentleman that would bet his money on me, his Little League baseball team won the World Championship against China's Taipei. Congrats to them and him. Yeah, he did. His team did win the Little League World Series. And I meant to mention that earlier. A victory for the U.S. this year in the Little League World Series. And congratulations to them indeed. Ken, I did not hear what it was that Mr. Draper won. I heard that Mr. Draper won the contest, but what does he get exactly? Exactly, they haven't told me. I know he gets race tickets for Martinsville, for the fall race in Martinsville. That's what he's going to get. I don't know exactly how many or exactly what else, because they haven't told me yet. So I'm just an underling here. So a lot of things I don't know, and that I don't know. Martinsville, can you tell me?
Don't think they can tell me yet. I will know by tomorrow night the exact. Wait, yes. All right, good. Thank you, Martinsville. Martinsville is being very careful and very cautious, and one ought to be careful and cautious. And Martinsville says we're not going to confirm. We're not going to confirm the precise details until we have everything in our hands, says Martinsville. So, in other words, uh, I can't give you the exact details until the merchandise is physically in possession. All right, good. Martinsville says we can be certain, at least we think we can be certain that the winner gets at least one ticket, probably paired, maybe a pair of tickets, and maybe some secondary tickets as well. But again, we're not holding it in our hands yet, so you have to be careful. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello?
Thank you, Ken. Taking my call. Couple of things. One, I called you and told you about the low air pressure in your spare tire.
Right.
Did that work for you?
It did.
Oh, I'm great. That's great.
It did.
And
It's the last thing I would have expected, but it worked.
I tried mine and it didn't work. But anyway, is it possible I could get on this race thing?
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Okay. Just put me down as nice guy.
Nice guy. Oh, good. We have a nice guy. That's great.
Okay. And number 9 this week.
Okay, nice
Great.
guy. Nice guy picks number 9 for
That's
Darlington.
Bill Elliott's number, ain't it?
Yeah, that's him. That's Chase Elliott.
That's what I'd like.
Okay, nice guy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, look, appreciate the call. Talk to you later.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, now we've added nice guy. Let's see, I got to rearrange my page here. We've added nice guy. We've added Captain Midnight. So we have, that's at least 15, and we may have a 16th coming along. So nice guy picks number 9 for Darlington. I better look at my watch. I have no idea what time it is. We have a few minutes left, just a few minutes left for your phone calls and emails on this edition of Star Talk. Hello, Ken. I have seen a fire rainbow. This is a thing we were talking about earlier at the beach. I have seen a fire rainbow, and it is one of the weirdest looking things ever. I didn't know what it was when I saw it. I was at Carolina Beach, and I saw it, and it kind of scared me a little bit. But I started asking other people about it, and somebody I asked said they had seen 2 or 3 of them before and told me what it was. So I can tell you that if you see it and you don't know what it is, it could scare the daylight out of you because it certainly scared the daylight out of me. Okay, the fire rainbow, one recently sighted off the North Carolina coast. I'm still waiting for my first one. Haven't seen one yet, but from the picture, it really looks like it certainly could scare you from what I saw of it in that picture. Hey, Ken, is it Thursday that is shagging on Fieldcrest? Don't they usually have that on a weekend? I thought you said it was Thursday. It is on Thursday. Well, they do normally have it on a weekend, but it got postponed. Remember, they had to postpone it for with the rain, wasn't it? Forced them to postpone it. So that's why it is scheduled for August 29th, which is this
coming Thursday, shaggin' on Fieldcrest, um, over there in Draper. And it'll work on Thursday. It'll still be fun on Thursday. Ken, how come how come the state and other states are suing this real estate website that says they are causing people to pay higher rents? I heard that story on the news, but I didn't really understand exactly what they were talking about. What is the real estate company doing? Uh, as best I understand it, it's called Real Page is the website. And I've never seen the website. I have not been in the market for any rental property, and I've never been there. But my understanding of it is it's a place where you go to look for rental property, and a place where if you own rental property, you go to list your rental property so that other people can find it. I mean, that's basically what Real Page is. What the states are claiming, it's North Carolina, and I think it's 12 other states. What they are claiming, what they are alleging, is that Real Page gives information to rental property owners that allow them to sort of collude. I don't know if collusion is actually a word that's in the lawsuit, but that's basically the allegation that they give the rental property owners information about the people who are seeking rental property, uh, and how much they're willing to pay, and maybe how much they can afford to pay. I haven't read the lawsuit, but the basis of it is basically they're claiming that the web page and the rental property owners are working together to raise rents, to allow the property owners to get higher rents from the renters than they would get in a free and open market. Now, I'm sorry, I have not read it, so I'm hesitant to say. In fact, I won't say any more than that, or anything in particular detail that's in there, because I don't know what's in there. But that is the basis of it. It's essentially an accusation of manipulation of the market to cause people to pay higher rents. Um, and North Carolina wasn't the first to sue. I don't know which state was the first to sue, but North Carolina has recently joined that lawsuit, as the Attorney General's office says that they've collected data on rents and markets and all this stuff that lead them to believe that that Real Page is causing people to have to pay too much rent. So I will try, if I get a chance, I'll try to find that thing and read it tomorrow. So then maybe I will have can speak with a little more authority on exactly what else is in it. But right now, that's all I know, and right now, that's all the time we have for Star Talk. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Echols.